So here we are with the first episode of the Vexations of a Shut-In Vampire Princess. I believe that this is a yuri fantasy comedy, or at least that's what the tag is. I've read the first couple of chapters many years ago, and that was back when the manga didn't really have any scanlators, or the scanlators who did these chapters, they didn't really continue on, so I kind of just put this series on the back burner. So for the most part, I know the concept of it, but I'm pretty much blind to everything else. I have heard some rather neutral to negative stuff about it, so we'll just have to see how this goes. If you guys like the video, like the video. If you dislike it, dislike it. I do have my full length up on Patreon and early access to non-seasonal and some seasonal shows on the YouTube memberships. But other than that, let us get started. Oh, we've just got some animal form people. And then these are just vampires who are just looking human. God, look at their haircut. I'm like, these are some RPG haircuts right here. This guy's hair with looks like a mohawk. So this kind of starts out how the manga starts off, if I remember. Was that all just a dream? A professional shut-in. What the hell is that squeaky noise? That was awful. A shut-in vampire goes outside. For vampires, guys don't really care about the light, huh? You say as you stay in bed. Imperial General. Ah, but you failed and that's why you became a NEET. Or a shut-in, I mean. A Hikikomari. You quickly got frustrated. I wonder why. Damn, dude. Really out here. Destroying all the short people. A vampire who hates blood. How are you surviving, though? Is she not wearing any underwear? Villhaze. Junior Lieutenant. What a long name. Oh, that's why you're here, aren't you? You're a maid. She has to go to the... We have no time for that. There is no time to pee. Just hold it. Please. Oh, she certainly demonstrates her lack of Komari. You really got all these, like, sound effects. I mean, look around your room. Her Majesty. Fearless Fighters. Mole Knight. Oh! Does that mean one of them is, How about you start working soon? She's fucking... She's... Ah! A thoroughly pissed Empress. Oh my god. It's right there, right on your... She snuck in last night and did it to you, right specifically to... Excuse me? The Empress just fucking sexually assaulted you. Her fucking chest was swaying to the beat. It almost looks like. We? Us. She really came in here. It's just her. I think this is. Every 3 months? 100th war. 100th battle, I think it's. You'll explode. Why is this music hitting? I am so... It hurts more than... Better fucking lie your way to the top! Understandable. Maybe. I... A fashion show. I don't know why, seeing these banners and like, it just looks like certain other, you know, regimes. Come on. Is this a pool? Isn't this a pool door? Oh, fucking, oh, fuck, dude, fucking snap this fucking neck. He'll be fine. She is just touching her butt. She is literally fondling it. What in the absolute? Is spit on his corpse. Oh, we gotta get in. Why, you censor his head now? What, you telling me vampires just die from a fucking head crush? Or a neck crush? His body bag. Used to be Johan. He's still just bleeding through that. New commander, savage. Damn, what a single pinky finger. Damn. Well, that's why she's here, isn't she? Oh God, we're just hearing him in the background. Oh my God. That monkey. I'm expecting an explosion. Yeah. Multiple explosions. Wow, that was quick. Oh, 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 no, no. Damn, she's really building herself up. They got her a nickname now, Komari. They just got blood on them. And protect me? But I thought you were super strong. Oh, that's what happens when you're being sarcastic, huh? Six Nations newspaper. Alright. Is it true? Her first kiss was the Empress. Unfortunately, involuntary. Oh, she's going to write that in the newspaper. Oh. Oh, omelet rice. Omurice. Now this is a crimson lore. Whew! That was some good battlefield, huh? Fighting's over and everything. Oh, their souls just evaporates? Or it goes back into the... Oh! Oh, they literally just revive. Ah, so it's like another type of anime that I remember. They just revive? Dark core zone. Okay. Entertainment war. Okay. Yeah, I remember, I do remember another anime that's similar to that, how, like, nobody basically, nobody dies. Is the maid in bed with you? Or is that the Empress? Both is a possibility. Yeah, it's just the maid. Villhaze. Oh, and she's naked. Oh my god, the fact that we're... She had to say it twice! Damn, that was quick. Look at all the things that you've said. It's now written on paper. So you better, make the entire world into omurice. Murder commanders of the other 5 nations and hazardly dump ketchup on the... Damn! A chimpanzee killed yesterday said... Death threats in the newspaper. Got these fucking horns for like a comedic moments. I hate it. Oh my god, she's reading your fanfiction. Or your story, technically. I don't know what you would write fanfiction of. She recovered all the pages too? Like, shit! I will she could... With the writer's name attached. Oh! Oh, she had to... Honestly, you probably better off not speaking to anybody. Oh, just thinking about the time when she got bullied. Is this just another random blue hair person? We've got like 3 blue hair people. They all kind of look like they just belong in either Genshin Impact or like Honkai or Railstars or whatever. Is this a preview that I'm just... Alright, I'm not... Alright. Alright, we're just gonna go back to the center. Alright, so that was episode 1 of the Vexations of a Shut-In Vampire Princess. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below. You know that I always like talking to you guys. For me, before I even say anything else, I just wanted to incite the 3-episode rule. Even though I say 3 episodes, I tend to try and give anime, like, at least 5 episodes, because, like, if it's, like, a 13 or 12 episode slot, that's kind of almost the halfway point. So I usually go for 5 episodes before I go for 3 episodes, but for this one specifically, I might just end up going for the 3 episode rule, and we'll just see how this one fucking goes. That being said, despite me not really liking it, I still find some sort of entertainment in watching shows that I don't particularly like, just because of the again, the entertainment value of me just getting very upset at things, right? I can kind of see that, but again, I'm just gonna give this a 3 episode rule, and if I don't like it past 3 episodes, I'll just, I'll probably see if there's another anime that you guys want me to watch or whatever. But let me talk about the things that I like about the show before I go on and tell you all the things that I don't like about this show. So the first thing is the one thing that I really like is the lore of the show. So with what we learned towards the end of this is that there are 6 dark cores, and that they are in the middle of the dark core zone, where basically, right, all the 6 dark cores align with one another, which I assume this is their country, or like the vampires' country, and this is where they fight, essentially. Or actually, now that I think about it, is it more like all these are like the countries right here? Right, these are all the countries, the 6-ish countries or whatever, or actually I think there's more than 6 at this point, just from the amount of fucking names of countries or kingdoms and shit. But I assume this is the this is the battlefield, right? I mean, they've got the 2 swords here, so I assume this is the big battlefield where people all just fight, and they, as they said, this is an entertainment war. They're fighting, but despite dying, they just get revived anyways because of these dark cores, which I'm having, like, I'm just thinking about Final Fantasy, and how, like, in a lot of Final Fantasy, well, most or all Final Fantasy stories, they have, like, the cores and stuff. Right, like the thing that powers their magic and stuff. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. But also, is it there's also the idea of, are you able to destroy the dark cores? And if you are able to destroy the dark cores, are you able to inflict death upon someone? That also makes me wonder if actually, hold on, let me go back and look at this. I just want to see again. So in this war, a war where you live or die doesn't exist. Each one of the 6 nations in this world possesses its own dark core. 6 nations. Okay, so it's 6 nations. I also feel like maybe there's more, but maybe she was just trying to okay. 6 nations. Okay. Possesses its own dark core, a super high-grade ritual article that produces boundless magic. For a dark core, doesn't look very dark. As far as the influence of the dark core's magic is concerned, however deep the wound, however tragic the death it was, after a certain amount of time passes, one will completely recover. And so as such, the place I'm staying right now is the Dark Core Zone. Wars among us all occur exclusively in this area. Okay, so that is literally the war zone. Okay, it's because nobody fucking dies there, and it's the entertainment war. Okay, See, when it comes to those stuff, I enjoy it. It's the idea of, like, war has come to this point where, well, honestly, like, what's the point of fighting other than the fact that we're just only fighting for entertainment because, well, we're not going to die, and I'm kind of over here, like, do you still die of old age, at the very least? Is that still a thing? Like, do you guys actually, I mean, they're vampires, so, like, they wouldn't age, I would assume, and also they can just chill out in the sun, so... They're not exactly, you know, the typical vampires. And I have, like, other questions about, like, if you can't die, and also, like, is there something like a Geneva Convention or something? In case, in terms of, like, these war stuff? Because if there is, or if, well, actually, if there isn't, right, what's really stopping you from just digging a really big hole and just burying everybody underneath it? You might still be alive, but, like, you're gonna be stuck, like, at least 12 feet, not even 6 feet, at least 12 feet under for a while, right? You can try and dig out, but, like, good fucking luck, right? I do wonder that. And they haven't really showed us the whole, because, like, they haven't really shown us them dismembering people. And also, they did say that the guy who was, like, hot-blooded, when Komari, actually, I have to read, it looks like an O, Komari, or Terakomari, when she fucking crushed his neck and killed him, they were just like, oh yeah, dude, can't believe he fucking died. But I assume that he's alive because they are around the Dark Horse, right? The Dark Horse is going to save them and such. Yeah, I'm just over like, so how does that work in terms of the Dark Core healing them if they get dismembered? Or are they just unable to have their limbs severed? I don't know, because it just looks like the vampire is just out here burning them and using ice on them and stuff. It's so funny, because, like, when I saw that, oh, they're still alive, right? They just get revived. In my head, I'm just over here like, okay, so just bury these motherfuckers. And just, and you know, maybe they can dig out within the next couple years or 12 years or whatever, right? So it depends on how deep you bury you. But then again, you know, you really have to start, you gotta start digging these holes early, because it seems like it really takes them like a couple seconds or a couple minutes maybe for them to revive after they die. So I don't know, right? You gotta do it early. But again, I'm not sure if there's a Geneva Code or whatever. But I suppose we'll just have to learn a little bit more about that. And the other thing that I like is we got to see just a small bit of Komari's past. Sorry, not this part where she sees her and she's just so weird naked and all that. Okay. And also we get to see Villhaze's true persona, right? She's just a fucking pervert. As is the fucking Empress. I guess the Empress just knew exactly who she wanted to I was gonna say implant in Komari. Implant as Komari's right-hand woman, I suppose. But as we see with Komari's past, right? Of course, she's going to end up being a bullied child, somebody that they're able to just. I just realized we didn't have any openings, right? Hold on. Yeah, we didn't have any openings. Which kind of goes with what she was talking about, how she's lacking in aptitude in every possible way, and that strength is the most important thing to all the vampires. So of course, if she's unable to, and especially if she was born in a big type of family, right, the Gandhis blood, where all of them end up becoming imperial generals or something like that, and so of course she's going to end up having a bullied past, and despite her saying like, oh, I grew frustrated with it, right, this is just her saying, oh, you know, if I grew frustrated, and for peace and all that, I'm now a shut-in, alright? I'm a peaceful vampire. This is her just trying to make up the excuses, and it seems like perhaps the real reason why she decided to shut herself in is because of what we saw in her dreams. And, and other than that, that's really the only thing that I liked about this part, about this episode. It's just getting more of the lore. And so, all the other things that I don't like about this show, I don't like the characters. I don't really like almost every single one of them. I don't like. Maybe the dad is fine. I think he's a very doting father and a guy who doesn't obviously didn't understand that Komari was being sarcastic when she was telling him like, oh yeah, I'll fucking work when I get the throne, right? Like, and her dad's just like, oh, finally, my daughter wants to become the next empress, right? And he goes to tell the empress about it. For him, I think that's totally fine. I think some of the guys in the military, there are, except for that one guy who keeps making that fucking got that guy in the background. He needs to die permanently. As in, that whole method I just said about killing someone and then burying them 6 feet or 12 feet under, I want you to just drill yourself all the way into the core of the planet, and I want you to drop him in there. I want you to make sure that he never fucking recovers ever again. Honestly, dude, all the characters annoy or disgust me in some ways, but that guy specifically, like, my annoyance was just going through the fucking roof, and like, I was just honing back on wanting to just tell him to, you know, shut the fuck up, but he's an anime character. He's not going to shut the fuck up. Also, the other thing that I forgot to mention is that Komari doesn't like blood, which I assume kind of also comes from the idea of her being weak as well, or is one of the cause of her being weak as well, perhaps, who knows. It kind of makes me wonder, how is she fucking surviving if she doesn't drink blood? But then they're not typical vampires, so I guess maybe she can just eat, or maybe they don't need to eat, but like, I don't know, do they drink blood for entertainment too? Then again, the whole dark core thing, right? She could just starve to death and then she'll just be revived again, so I don't know. Anyways, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, all the things that I don't like about this. Komari, she is pretty much the typical bullied type character. Except in her, I do like her situation though. I still don't particularly like her, but I don't hate her. That's for sure. She's very on the neutral side. Like, I understand her whole character stuff, and I actually do like the concept of it, where she has to fake it to make it. So it's very fun, right? It's like King from One Punch Man, right? He's all here. He's one of the top 10s, but he's just a dude who's super fucking scared. He just has a very scary, intimidating face, or like he has a very, you know, he's his stone face. And he basically is the guy who takes. All right, I'm just over here talking about spoiling about King. That's his name, right? King. Anyways, so that's what I think about, and like I like that concept. It's the idea of you gotta fake it till you make it. And while right now Komari is kind of doing okay for the most part, and then it's just in terms of like the humor of her doing something that could be lame or whatever, and then perhaps her men, her warrior, her soldiers and all that are gonna be like, wow, Komari is really fucking good, right? Like, they're gonna hype her up, kind of like Villhaze hyping her up as well. And speaking of Villhaze, goddamn, I do not like her either. But she certainly gives off vibes of what I feel, vibes of like Momo, except just way more fucking extreme. Way more fucking extreme. And in terms of extreme, a lot of these characters are very fucking extra. Especially the soldiers. They are extremely fucking extra. It is awful. Like, there are times where I like characters being over dramatic and everything, but when everybody is extra and dramatic, it is not fun. When it comes to like extra or extreme type characters, you've really gotta. Oh my god! I just realized when this whole part where Komari was like, hey, I need to go pee. And Villhaze is just like, oh, just fucking pee in front of me while we talk. And Komari's just like, that's so fucking perverted. What the fuck are you, what do you mean? And then we see how she is towards the end of the episode. It's just, and since we're already in this part, the amount of just not even the amount, just the the amount and also the implication of sexual assault that was going on in this episode. And of course, they play it off as a joke. And Komari is literally the punching bag of that. And I don't like it. I don't appreciate it. And I'm a person who likes dark humor. So, like, if you're able to land it well, I will still laugh at like, really fucked up jokes. But this like, the idea of the Empress coming into Komari's bedroom and fucking kissing her in order to seal the contract and all that, right? When she's sleeping and all that. Excuse me, no. And of course, as I said, with Villhaze just telling her, oh, just fucking pee while we talk. And it's like, no, right? You're fucking obstructing her. She needs to go to the bathroom. Stop. And then we've got the Empress, who the Empress says we and us, which is interesting, and also the we and us are capitalized. So, you know, I maybe she's saying we and us in terms of like everybody, right? I am the I don't even know what I was going to say. Actually, I do want to see this part again because it really just looked like she was swaying her breasts in beat of the. Hold on. It isn't beat. It's in beat with the drums. But after that, we have the Empress going and saying, oh, we would like to massage your boobs, may we? And it's like, okay, well, first of all, you're the Empress. So technically, you could do whatever the fuck you want. You technically have already done it by going into her bed and kissing her without her fucking knowledge. And Villhaze is just like, oh, please line up with the jokes. And it's just like, oh, it's just so frustrating because like it just gives me of all these flashbacks of people who makes really fucked up sayings. Right? And then they're just saying like, oh, it's just a joke, bro. You don't understand. You don't know how to handle a joke. And it's just like, ah! ah! I'm so upset. I do not want to see any more of the Empress. And then there's this scene where Komari is just coming all over to Villhaze for, you know, comfort or whatever. And Villhaze is just literally groping her ass, and it's like, which is also a big problem that I have a lot with when anime does this, where it's like, okay, look, we've got some characters making some doing a little sexual harassment or literally just sexually assaulting, but it's okay because they're a woman. Right? They are a female character, and that means that it's funny when they do it. Right? It's haha funny when it happens, and especially very haha funny when it happens to a man. But if you switch the gender around, suddenly, oh, it's not funny anymore, huh? Oh, so we have to take it seriously. And God, I have so much problems with these types of characters nowadays because it just pisses me off, and it's like, stop. I don't want to look at this and be like, haha, that's funny because it's happening. It's happening to a woman by a woman, or if it's happening to a man by a woman. I don't want it. Just stop. This whole fucking scene with Villhaze sleeping naked aside her. No. 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 But with the Empress and what the whole concept is that she made Komari a Crimson Lord, and now she must the 100th War. So it's not battle, it is 100th War. The 100th War, which, I mean, understandable now that I think about it, because everybody is not going to die, they're just going to revive themselves. She says, on the other hand, if you continue to lose in these wars, you'll explode and that head will definitely fly. But, actually, this is them talking about the idea of dismemberment. So, like, if her head is detached from her body, does that equals death? Or is her head just going to, like, whoop, just reattach back to it, right? The Dark Core is just going to use its magic and just just plop it right back together. Or it's a requirement that somebody needs to like get it close together in order for it to recover. Really not super sure on the dismemberment recovery system of the dark core. Whether this also means instant death, which means that there is going to be death, but from what Komari says, that there's no death. You don't die in these sort of shit. So if this is the case, and like you actually die, or maybe they just imprison you, which I mean that's also a thing, right? But like if you say it like that, and it's like, but she's not going to die. What? Also, how horrible is it to get bullied and like you? This is very more of what I'm about to say. To get bullied and you can't even die, and you also can't even kill your bullies. It's awful. Oh, no wonder fucking Komari went right into becoming a shut-in vampire, right? Actually, it also says it's teaming with those who will kill, certainly aim to murder their superior. But they say kill and murder, but like you don't actually die. So like they just say kill and murder because that's exactly what it is. But again, you don't die from these. Which I suppose also comes back to the idea of Komari saying, oh, dying is that thing where, like, it's really painful, right? It's more painful than bashing a pinky finger in the corner of a dresser, does I was just like, oh, that's one way to think about it. But when she really says that, she just means, like, yeah, I won't die, but it's going to hurt a lot. And as I mentioned, this guy... He needs to die. He needs to, like, get the fuck out of here. If there's one character that I just hate in terms of, like, annoyance level, it's that guy. I hate him. Oh, and in terms of the other things that I don't particularly enjoy about this show, but I think it also comes back to, like, the characters, right? Where it feels very... excessive, especially like with the comedy, and it's trying to hit us with some of these comedy, and it's the issue is that it kind of feels like everybody is the idiot. Is it the bokeh? I can't remember, but it really feels like this is an entire world of just fucking idiots and clowns, and there's no straight man. I mean, Komari, you could kind of count as a straight man, and I'm not saying that as like, oh, she's a straight man. I'm just saying in terms of like comedic, like the comedy type duo, right? Where she could be the straight man and be the one who, you know, okay, here's what it is. Alright, it's fine if you have excessive or extra characters who are very extra, as long as you have a straight man or a person who's able to bring that person back down to earth. The issue with this one is that everybody is fucking excessive and extra, and there's nobody... I mean, Komari doesn't really do a good job because she's also kind of extra and excessive in her own ways. And so there's really nobody to bring them down back to the level, and perhaps that could be the type of humor where everything is just blasto crazy. But even then, if there's like something that's like extremely blasto crazy, as I just said, there has to be somebody who pulls them back, right? Somebody who is at least the voice of reason, and we don't have that. So the comedy is it's kind of wildling, but like in a bad way. And oh god, all the fucking comedic type music. Oh god, and like the fucking horns as like they're showing us that, hey, this is a funny scene. If it's your first time watching, I don't particularly like comedy type music, like music that I just know that they're trying to tell me that, hey, this is a funny scene, laugh. But the music placement sometimes, it's just really, I feel it's really odd. Like, kind of like this part right here, where as the dad is telling her about, you know, him going to the Empress and pleading with her about it, and like him involuntarily getting her this fucking position as the Seven Crimson Lord, or the Shichigutan. And then it comes with this one where you hear the fucking drums, right? The bam 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 bam, as her boobs are swaying to the drum beats. And I was just like, okay, well, why is it like this? And I think right after this, after she explains this part, right, this is where this weird ethereal music just kind of comes and kicks in. And I'm just like, are you trying to make like some sort of serious or like fantastical type scene now? It just doesn't. The music, in terms of the music, it doesn't feel. I kind of like the music that kind of kicks in around this area, but I just feel it doesn't fit, especially after with what happened before and what's going to happen after. It's just whatever. Whatever. And then the fucking straight blackmail that happens right here, which is awful, knowing that what Villhaze can do and what Villhaze has done. Awful. Her getting her fucking romance story, and it's just like, hey, if you don't want me to publish any of these, you better fucking do your job. And then like Komari coming up to her, right, in tears, begging her to stop. Right, she's just like, I'll do whatever you say. And I'm just like, I just want to fucking slam my table, and I can't, because I don't want to break my fucking table. Alright? No. Stop. See, my only sort of hope with this show is that, please, I just want the editor, right? The editor to the manga, please, I just want them to be like, okay, you've got an interesting concept and all that, but, could you, like, ease down on this fucking shit? Can you, like, slow your roll on this fucking thing? It's kind of like, what is that anime called? Nagato? Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro. There you go. That series. Starts off very much like bullying. It's like, almost feels like straight up bullying. And like Nagatoro, it felt very aggressive and, again, very much like a bully. Which didn't help with the fucking main character having bullied before, and he's getting flashbacks about it, right? It was just like, okay, that this is not like the whole like bullying, teasing stuff that, you know, that it should be, but it just felt like it was straight up bullying. But then as it continued on, I would assume the editor of that manga was just like, hey, how about you slow down your roll and make Nagatoro not as aggressive, right? And then that was typically the point where I kind of started to like the manga, because it felt like the mangaka had to like pull Nagatoro, anyways, but it had to pull her back a bit. And so that's what I'm hoping, right? I'm just hoping for the editor just to be like, all right, dog, you need to slow your roll. You need to fucking chill the fuck out. And so I'm hoping that it chills out for a bit, right? And especially with these like first episodes, they sometimes they just be a little extra. But that's really what I'm hoping for. That's my hope. But still, I am inciting the 3-episode rule. Jesus, that is... Oh. Okay, I have nothing else to say. I maybe, but if I do, I'll write it in the description down below. Thank you guys for sticking around, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Probably. I don't know.